So, how do you feel that your motivations and your actions are influenced both by internal, personal situations and external situations like other people, wider life, etc.?
I am very motivated by my own sense of loyalty and my own sense of sort of morality of what's right and wrong. I'm quite a stickler for that in all situations. So my actions tend to follow those sort of strict lines of my morality and my loyalty to my country and to my friends, to my family. And I suppose there's like external influences on that. The sort of society in which I live is very influential in terms of those strong moral values, but I think I'm not so easily swayed out of that space.
And what factors do you feel motivate your actions within the story?
Ultimately, I think my main motivation is to protect my family, particularly my son, Fleance, and to protect my country. I want to be loyal to the king. I want to be loyal to the good fight that we are fighting together, and those are sort of like my major motivating factors.
Brilliant. Okay, now Macbeth receives prophecies pretty much that he's invincible unless some things happen that seem absolutely impossible. How do you think those prophecies affect his relationships with his close friends like yourself? And also, how do you feel that absolute power can affect somebody?
I think, although Macbeth loves the sound of these prophecies, they're ultimately his downfall. He has a real sort of like obsession with them. They sort of take over his whole life, which affects every relationship that he has. Ultimately, I think he's actually insecure about the prophecies. Maybe he doesn't actually believe that he's invincible, and so anything that he sees that could disprove the prophecies, that could get in the way of them becoming reality, he must destroy that thing. And when those prophecies become more important than the people in his life, the relationships in his life, all those relationships start to crumble, including his relationship with me. So yeah, I think that sort of like invincible, absolute power is a really destructive thing because it becomes the most important, most valuable thing.
Brilliant. Okay, how do you feel that you as Banquo portray morality within this story?
Yeah, in a way I feel like I maybe represent what the sort of like alternative path that Macbeth could have taken. He becomes obsessed with these prophecies, and he does anything to make sure that they are fulfilled, which destroys any sort of moral compass that he had initially. Whereas I am also gifted some prophecies from the witches, and I think about them a lot, and they're sort of on my mind. But at the core of what I do and what I value is still my loyalty and my family and protecting my son and my country. So I think I sort of represent an alternative path that Macbeth could have taken and did not.
Fair. Okay, so I've got an extra question for you. Now, why do you, you were once a very close friend and comrade of Macbeth. You became quite suspicious quite quickly of what he was doing. And where and how do we see this in the story?
Yeah, so I am close to Macbeth, and that means I know him very well, and I know that he's ambitious and that he will do sort of anything for power. And I think I even sort of noticed that from the very moment that he gets these prophecies from the witch and he starts really ruminating in them. And I note at that point even that he's completely wrapped and he's been taken in by these prophecies. And then gradually throughout the next sort of few scenes and through the next few acts, you can see me pondering that maybe Macbeth has done things, he's sort of like played dirty to get where he is. I'm a bit suspicious when he talks about how he's killed the two guards that were in the king's room, and ultimately that Macbeth is on a darker path becomes very clear to me very early on.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.